my name is Derek Hall. I'm with fitnessvolt.com. Today I'm being joined by the runner-up at the America's Strongest Man, and he is making his return to the World's Strongest Man this week. It is Jerry Pritchett. Jerry, how are you doing today?
Very good.
All right, fantastic. Thank you so much for taking the time out. How are you feeling heading into the 2020 World's Strongest Man?
I feel really good. Training's been brutal, but really good at the same time, and everything's healed up real nicely, so it's really good.
Now, obviously, this year's been a little bit more complicated. Have you had to make any adjustments to your training accordingly?
No, the only thing, there's been a lot of challenges through COVID, but luckily, actually training-wise, it was a good thing. The competition's going away. I just focused on, my gym movements and the different events, and I just focus on getting stronger and healthy. And a lot of times when you're doing 8 to 10 shows a year, you don't get a chance to do. You're just kind of always getting ready for the next show and, just kind of rehabbing injuries as you go. But this, had a good chunk of time just to get some really good training in. My gym lifts were stronger than they ever been. And all around strongman events, everything is better than it's been. So I feel really good.
Good to hear. Now, you said that you've had some challenges outside of training. What kind of issues have you run into?
Well, I mean, just normally what everybody's going around, to the kids with school and things like that, just normal that everybody's dealing with COVID, with places being closed down or limited or restricted, and the schools being closed and the kids doing online school and things like that,
What would you say has been the biggest obstacle for you to try to overcome? I've
been pretty lucky, with, everybody in the support system, we've managed through it pretty well. So it really hasn't been too bad. It could always be worse.
Yeah, for sure. Now, obviously, this year's World's Strongest Man is going to be a little bit different. And then, of course, when you get to Florida, the weather decides it wants to start acting up too.
So different out of 2020.
Right, definitely. It's staying in character, that's for sure. So obviously, it's a little tough to get expectations for this year's event. But what are you looking forward to? What are you expecting out of the 2020 World's Strongest Man?
I'm looking forward to just kick this thing off. It'd be nice once we hopefully get events tonight, so we kind of start getting mindset on what those events are. But I'm excited to get it going, and I feel like I'm ready for whatever they come up with. So get through this heat and hopefully on to the final, and hopefully we stand on top of the podium at the end of the final.
Yeah, sounds good. Now, obviously, like you said, you're kind of in a little bit of limbo, not sure what the events are going to be. Are there any events that you're hoping to see on the list when it does come out?
Obviously, I always like to see deadlift, yoke, or farmers, any heavy moving events, log press, and any of those would be favorites of mine. But
is there anything that you're hoping to avoid?
Dumbbell traditionally is not a great event for me, and haven't trained it much this to go because it originally wasn't on the list. But once they added it, I threw it in last weekend, and it actually felt pretty good. So I don't know. I feel like I'm ready for. The training's been really rough training to get through. I've trained 6 days a week, and pushing really harder than I have. So it's been brutal, but at the same time, at the end of it, once everything healed up, it's been really, really good. I feel like I'm in better condition than I've been in.
Now, with such brutal training, you are obviously trying to avoid injuries at that same time. What have you been able to do to minimize any sort of negative effects from training so hard?
Biggest thing, trying to catch stuff early and not let it linger and go. So I've got some really good PTs work with. Just try to work that stuff out early before it becomes a big injury. Are
you dealing with any injuries as you come into this week, or
no? This is actually probably the first show in a long time I'm not coming in with something lingering. We all have aches and pains and stuff that kind of bugs us, but no injuries per se.
There's definitely a ton of really big names competing this week. Is there anybody that you have your sights set on as your biggest rival heading into the competition?
Honestly, I look at everybody, all 20, the other 24 that are here, they're all tough. They're not here for no reason. So I'm just concerned, with me having my best performance, because I feel that my best performance will better others. So that's what I'm concerned about.
What have you done differently this year to make sure that you get your best performance?
Just training. I've trained my ass off for this one. So making sure I've got all the reps in on training, and not no stone was unturned for this one. I've pushed hard through everything, training all the events on the list every week. That's why I've added a day. So it's been 6 days a week. So I feel this is the most ready I've been going in the Worlds.
Now, as many really talented strongmen as there are going to be competing, there also are a few notable names missing from the roster this year, not least of which would be Hafthor Bjornsson, who retired earlier this year after winning the Iceland Strongest Man. I just wanted to get your thoughts on his retirement and what it's going to be like not having him at the World's Strongest Man this year.
Definitely a big change. He's been a fixture here for the last several, quite a few years. I think 2011 maybe was his first time.
Something like that.
Obviously he's been there a long time, so it'll be a change. And then a few of the others that have dropped out as well. But
Martins,
see it in sport, get kind of changed in the tide sometimes.
Now, do you feel like there's any credence to the idea that the competition this year is a little bit hindered by the fact that those people are not going to be here?
I don't feel so. I mean, there's still 25 elite strongmen here that aren't here for no reason. So I don't believe it's less than the outcome, the final production here. What we have for athletes. There's still some great strongmen here. A lot of veterans still here, and then a lot of new guys that are really strong and pushing to make their mark on strongman. So I think it's going to be a very competitive field.
Now, earlier this year, we got to see you attempt a world record going head-to-head with Heinle at the World's Ultimate Strongman, the Feats of Strength. What did you learn from that experience competing there? I know obviously you weren't successful in setting that world record, but what did you learn?
I don't know. I did get, I felt like I got some carryover on my top end deadlift from pushing all those reps because I don't typically push that many heavy reps. But it's kind of one thing I've added to my training. I believe it's helped my deadlift overall. So I guess that's the biggest thing I've taken away from it was, kind of making myself get ready for the high end, the heavy reps like that. Maybe push more reps in training. So I believe, overall it's helped my deadlift.
Do you believe that any part of it has prepared you for the World's Strongest Man in any way?
Oh, definitely. For whatever deadlift event we have, deadlift feels really good at the moment. So,
do you plan on going for any more world records after the World's Strongest Man or during the World's Strongest Man, anything like that?
Yeah, I plan on taking down the Masters world record next month after I turn 40.
Okay. Do you have a goal set for how heavy you want to go with that?
I'll be the first man over 40 to deadlift over 1,000 pounds.
I see. Okay, fantastic. That's going to be exciting to see. Now, obviously, heading into the World's Strongest Man, there's a ton of things going on in the world that are complicated, to say the least. What would you say you're doing to stay motivated and to stay focused heading into the World's Strongest Man?
My focus is, standing somewhere on that podium at the end of this. So just trying to block out every other distraction out there, and stay focused on the main goal and prize here, so all through training and everything, I just try to block out all the anything negative or anything that's a distraction.
Of course, we're trying to keep things close to the vest a little bit, and there's still a lot of stuff up in the air, but do you have any sort of game plan heading into this week on what you plan to do and how you plan to perform at your best and avoid injury?
Biggest thing, one of the biggest things I've learned is probably better, especially, with age and everything, how to properly get warmed up for events, right? What I need for, certain warm up to be ready. So that's why the biggest thing I have to always keep in mind during warm ups is I got, there's certain things I need to do to make sure I'm ready when I step out there and the whistle blows.
What adjustments have you made to your warming up process?
It just takes me longer. I need more warm up, And even days that I've think, well, I think I could make, I don't need as much today. I feel better. I still need that a good amount of warm up. Kind of we're almost on the edge of being already taxed, but I need that extra warm up where I really kind of build some heat in my body then I'm really ready to go.
All right. Well, I'll get you out of here on this, Jerry. And again, I really appreciate you taking the time to speak with me today. Heading into this event, what's your one message to all your fans around the world who are excited to see you compete?
I appreciate all the support, all the comments, all the messages, and following me for as long as they have. I really appreciate it, and hopefully we have a good result in this.
All right. Well, we're looking forward to see you compete. Thanks again for taking out the time, and I hope to speak to you again soon.
Yep. Thank you.
All right. Thanks, Jerry.